pound and a half of, this is lean ground beef. This is 93% lean ground beef. And I'm just going to drop that right there in the bowl. Normally I use ground pork. The grocery store was out of many things today because everyone seemed to believe there was a blizzard coming. So they prepared thusly because they don't have food storages and they're not prepared in the first place. So they have to worry about stuff like that. So what I did pick up was a pound of sweet bulk Italian sausage. And I'm just going to toss that in there as well. Now, we're going to start off with about a cup of fresh breadcrumb. Go ahead and use dry if you want to, but please soften them up with about a half a cup of milk. I have my seasoning blend in here. There is a teaspoon each of thyme, oregano, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, black pepper, and Mrs. Dash. There is also about a quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Don't say it. My husband hates the fact that every time Rachel Ray puts nutmeg in something, she says, what is that in there? So anyway, nutmeg is traditionally put in many Italian foods. It does add another depth of flavor. I've got a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. This is fresh grated Parmesan. And I have 2 eggs that are slightly beaten. We're just going to go ahead and dump those in. I'm going to start off with about a half a cup of milk. You can use water if you want to. It doesn't matter what kind of milk. I had 1% in the fridge. So we're going to start here. If it's a little moist after I mix it up, I'm going to add a little more breadcrumb. So let's mix this up and see how it feels. Let me see. I like to have a cupful of warm water. And I'm just going to keep this off to the side. This is a 2 tablespoon scoop, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop them, and I'm going to kind of scrape them along the side of the bowl. Now, I'm only going to do these all at once. I'm just going to portion them out all at one time. I'm going to come back later, and I'm going to hand roll these so they are nice and round. Then we're going to bake these in the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes until they are browned off, and then I'm going to put them in the crock pot for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to forget about them. I'm going to go watch a movie with my family, and then when everybody's hungry later, we're going to dig into these. This is also very economic. If you do this in advance and you do it when the meat is on sale, you can do this in bulk and you can have your meatballs for 3 months in a row. So let me go. I'm going to continue portioning these, and then I'm going to hand roll them, and then I'm going to come back and show you what they look like before I put them in the oven. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, we're back. I have finished portioning out and rolling. I hand rolled all the meatballs, and Rick's going to come and show you. One other thing I wanted to tell you was this is a half sheet pan, and I'm switching over from my regular cookie sheets. These are restaurant size half sheet pans, and they're perfect. This is lined with foil, and then I have a piece of parchment paper. And I know this sounds silly, but I'm going to switch over to the half sheet pans because the parchment paper fits this size sheet pan exactly, and I buy the parchment in bulk, and it's invaluable. Use it for so many things that, and you know, it's good to upgrade your equipment when you're able to. And these are really inexpensive at Sam's Club, so I decided to just go ahead and do it. But here they are. That's enough meatballs for my family for a meal and probably a few lunches at least. So I'm just going to stick these in the oven. I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm just going to let those go for about a half an hour. When they come out, I will be back and I will show you what we're going to do next. So we'll see you in just a few. See ya! Okay, we're back, and we're ready to take our meatballs out of the oven and get ready to put them in our crock pot. So, here we have them. And let me tell you, these smell really amazing. And don't worry, I'm fairly certain these are cooked all the way through, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to take a jar. This is just a regular size jar of my favorite pasta sauce. This is Ragu Super Chunky Mushroom. I don't make my own sauce so much. It's inexpensive and convenient. And you can see that these meatballs were extremely lean. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put these in the sauce. This is not going to be fatty because I use 93% lean ground beef, and that bulk sausage I put in there was not very fatty at all. Otherwise I would have a pan that's covered with fat, and I don't. Now, like I said, you can freeze these meatballs. You can wait for them to cool off just the way they are. Take them off the cookie sheet, put them on a clean cookie sheet lined with some more parchment, and then stick the whole thing in your freezer. Let them freeze overnight. And then you can put them in a Ziploc bag individually, just like, you go to the grocery store and buy meatballs. You don't know what's in those. And I think that's scary, frozen meatballs. So you can do this yourself. Sometimes you're going to find ground beef on sale, and you don't know what to do with it. This is what you do with it. And then I'm also venturing into canning my own meat. I have a pressure canner. I haven't used it yet. And a couple other people that I watch here on YouTube, they can meat, so I'm not going to be afraid of it. I'm going to take another jar of pasta sauce, and I'm going to pour it over. And give that a little mix, just so that everything gets in the sauce there. I'm going to put this in my crock pot. I'm going to turn it on low, and I'm going to let it cook the rest of the day. Now, it's 3:30 now. We may not eat till 6:30 or so. But those meatballs are already cooked. We're just going to bring this up to temperature, and I'm actually going to turn this on high, and in about an hour I'm going to turn it back down. We'll come back later, and you know what we're going to do. We're going to fix you a plate, because I know by then you're going to be hungry, and we're going to serve you up some meatballs and some Italian bread, and everybody is going to be happy on this cold, blustery, nasty Saturday afternoon. So we'll see you back in a little while. I hope you're hungry. Bring your appetite. We're ready for our meatball dinner. Let me just put this over here. Look at how beautiful these are. And I've been stirring them occasionally throughout the day. And they're tender, and they have taken on the flavor of the sauce, and they look wonderful. So let me grab a bowl, and let's fix you a plate. I hope you saved that appetite. Aren't those beautiful? There you go. Put a little extra sauce on the top there. I have a roll here. If you want to make a sandwich, I just to show you the texture of this bread and how nice it came out. It's absolutely wonderful. And we'll just put that right there. Italian meatballs and Italian bread. That's what's for dinner. I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. So until next time, see ya!